and down to have when we realize this and only not work the view of the participant. I did the device for this. You are the players who don't go to the time very well. It's around some was in the declaration of the events over one course, my hands were asked, we are ready to of each other. We this the round of the environment knowledge is made of I will now invite the local residents with something that these matters. I welcome our grace friends of 2023. Congratulations, my colleagues. So you all to this event. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks a momentum occasion of the delegates in the great combination of our education and bid very well to the health for the administration, but not aligns with our interests. As the president of the Law Association, stand before you with profound sense of gratitude, reflecting on the successes and challenges we have faced together in our time here. The whole of say in this position, as of being part of an administration that witnessed both triumphs and triumphs. First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to our team. For unwavering support and guidance throughout our journey. Sir, your wisdom, dedication, and commitment to our education have been truly inspiring. We are grateful for the leadership and for creating an environment that fosters excellence and personal growth. I would also like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the lecturers and staff of your Valedictory law. The knowledge, expertise, and dedication that shift us into the legal professionals we are becoming today. Your tireless effort to impart knowledge and ignite our passion for the law have not gone unnoticed. We are indebted to the commitments by our internal and external developments. To the members of the Law Association, I extend my deepest appreciation. Your hard work, dedication, and unwavering support have been the building of our systems. Through countless meetings, brainstorming sessions, and collaborative efforts, we have made a lasting impact on the student community. It is the private commitment that allowed us to overcome challenges and leave a lasting legacy for future generation of the law students. Every also experience I have felt each and every member of you. For something new, the responsibility of leading this remarkable association. It has been a privilege and honor to serve alongside several talented individuals who are consistently displaying dedication and commitment to excellence. Together with accomplished great things, collective achievements are a testament to our influence and our unwavering spirit. Throughout our journey, we have encountered numerous obstacles and overcome them with unwavering determination. From the late night spent pouring over his studies and preparing for new competitions, to the perfect hours dedicated to serving our community, we have shown that the constitutional justice is not an easy power, but my friends, the power of prayer. As we stand on the threshold of the new chapter in our lives, venturing into the labor market for the professionals, let us remember the goals that we have followed during our time again. Our school experience has only a bit of legal knowledge and skill, but has also fostered a strong sense of familiarity and support amongst us. This bond, my dear classmates, is invaluable, and will be a major without strength as we navigate the challenges of the legal profession. In the labor markets, the demand rate of all will be great, and the weight of our responsibility will be heavy. However, we must not forget that we have each other. We are a cohort of 115 trillion lawyers, and that in itself is a tremendous advantage. Imagine how having 115 colleagues, friends, and confidants who understand the intricacies of our profession, who can provide guidance, support, and a listening ear when going gets tough. We are bound together not only by the tie of friendship, but by the shared experiences. The late night sessions, the heated debates we have, and victories we have celebrated together. Let us share and nurture these connections as they will be able to be invaluable in our professional lives. In times of uncertainty, or when faces life challenges, remember that you are not alone. Lean on your classmates, your friends, and your colleagues for support. Share your experience, seek guidance, and collaborate to find an innovative solution. Together, we can overcome any problem that comes our way. In conclusion, dear friends, as we give farewell to this institution that has shaped all the legal operations that we have today, let us secure our arguments and embrace the challenges that lie ahead. Let us continue to support one another, to reach out and to lend a helping hand whenever the need arises. Together, we are at the core of the Republic. May we always strive for justice. May we always uphold the principles of truth and integrity. And may we forever share the bond we share as classmates and colleagues. Congratulations And you also have opinions. Thank you. That was very much the president of the government. My words people around and finally, on my willingness, one of them is not to have why for this function, very important, the next is one of the kind of mention and I college like reference to the little of the benefits of our community. Every somewhere, yes, I believe the right is the African and learn everything. Let's not start. Honorary for the power of the as a meta of this offer and which we identify with can the one of the what are the or here the of the I mean, if there is a lava of the might be very, we also have a first one. We were told that we might have been or we go to the lava from the university, we have to treat the person who do not do that for them. Thank you very much for coming. And we also will take an address from within of the public Professor John General. The Lord and represented by the deputy vice president, Professor Henry Lisa and the chairman of the education to stand on the existing business. I'm not the senior vice president, he's also the chairman of education. Our deputy vice president of education, Professor LNIC, CTI, JP, and most very humble BBC, TMB, IUT, Professor other things are registrar, the boss, and the boss in Liberia. Distinguished personality in our midst. My local colleagues and friends. Our very respected SA, who is also our guest lecturer, who shall be talking on the topic. Professor development and continuing guidance. Our dear parents and guardians, our other friends and colleagues in the university and the course of our education. Gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am full of joy today as I address you all on the occasion of our 20th valedictory ceremony and publication for the 2023 graduating law students. I'm eternally grateful to God
allow us all to witness the second valedictory ceremony at the end of the project. It can be because with and benefits. All times and innovation to display there. Let me also thank the Honorable Chancellor, Founder, and Chairman of God Brigade Development and Authentic University, His Excellency, Chief Sir Victor Sawa William, DCKU, DLEAS, MIT, CFR, somehow, and of course, I'm very noble to council. His Excellency, Chief Dr. Walking William, for their foresight and for holding their determination in ensuring quality education for all students that come to the first primary private university, now referred to as the Authentic University. I would also get our Vice Chancellor and his family for sharing the gift perfectly. Sir, we appreciate your support and assistance to our college, the history of our college. Our college is one of the foundation colleges of this great university that was established in 1999. It is regarded as a flagship of the university and has remained so ever since. Indeed, there are very steadily northwest. Lawyers produced from this college have excelled in all areas of the law. We have produced professors, senior advocates, captains of industry, to measure both. Our environment is very important. We also tell the audience that over 90% of our academic staff are daily bonus. We sizable number of them, professors and associate professors. Following us for accreditation, thanks to the Christian of our medical development, although we expect another accreditation very soon. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as is a sometimes story, when we talk about the Muslim bias and religion, our product are making this class, second class. We have therefore taught our graduate students to follow the standard and excel in the record so far. We all know that our culture is only 100, but I'm assuring you that management is giving any stone authority to ensure that there is more spaces granted for our others. I will tell you that at every admission exercise in those, the director and his team has always obliged us with additional spaces. We are grateful to him and the whole gospel. We therefore request our wonderful parents not to relent, but to show limit of students to avoid backlash. My Vice Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me place on record today that apart from the undergraduate program, the public has noted of the LLM, Masters of Law program, and PhD. In fact, our college, in collaboration with the School of Postgraduate Study and Research, is the most sought after in this regard. We are all interested to take this advantage to the university graduate school. In terms of infrastructure development, the college, of course, has been good training. We can proudly boast of one of the best languages in any university. Our college has one classroom. Students can do research in the comfort of their classrooms. Our classroom have modern facilities and other unity. Thanks once again to our amiable Vice Chancellor and his wonderful management team. Some of our parents have been most supportive. One of such parents is Mr. and Mrs. Okwaku. I'm sure Mr. Okwaku is here and will please stand up for it. Thank you very much. We need other parents to also support the college in enhancing infrastructural facilities. Let us write our name in hope and be the strong honor of the college as a result of the support, positive support. You can also find endowment in your name. Recently, a colleague of asked the college of law about a prayer and associate to endow for the best ability students in company law. You as parents can also do that. Write your name in book. It is not a thing that is not within the reach. Our guest speaker today, who is very significant and senior of Mr. Kappa Shibu. In fact, he prepared to look the Kappa Shibu, Massive Kappa Shibu. That name is one of the most popular names as far as NBA is concerned today. Besides being past secretary of the NBA, he is a suitable choice for the position of the president in the next NBA election. I can tell you that. I have no doubt he will entertain us legally in the course of his election. We thank you, students. My beloved graduating students, let me congratulate each and every one for this great achievement in the history of Ghana and New life. We started this journey. Some of the family will not continue, which for several reasons. But today, here you are, tall resources. We must appreciate the God Almighty, the omnipotence for his grace and benevolence upon us all. Let me also congratulate our parents and parents for the sacrifice made in ensuring that you never lack anything in your quest for you to reach God. May the effort today, I say, never be in vain. Shall I hear it? So my graduating student, I leave you with this saying of Frank Fanon. He says, each generation must out of little obscurity discover a mission, fulfill it, or you betray it. You have made a choice to be part of the noble and most cherished profession. Never betray your choice. Remember this. With your LLB honor only, that dream will not be achieved. You must obtain the BA and be brought to back. You must therefore focus on the challenges ahead, and with God, you shall be well with you. Shall I hear you? You can stand up and have a charge for you. What you are going to do for your parents. And of course, you have to stand. Also, please. God get out of the Nigerian law school and get out to the world and free yourself. Make your parents proud. Make your other mother proud. And of course, make your dean and other staff of the college very proud. Congratulations. First of all, I keep appreciating about management. Headed by our own Vice Chancellor, Professor Yes. The man I have described as one with the greatest man, just like the great things. You have continually supported the college. We can wish for no less. I was upon the time our chairman for the able to have ably represented Vice Chancellor, our honorable Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Ralph. I have placed on the last between the head, I start to change it. But this time I'm starting, I'll change it on the life of the the right is right there to my heart. Our challenge senator, our brothers, Immaculate, and of course, this is also the cost. I think that's like the professionality at Salam. Well, I guess the lecturer would say, thank you for coming and to follow us in spite of the busy schedule. Do so grow. For our supporting parents, thank you. And all of you say, thank you for your support. We count on your support and partnering for us. To other parents and guardians, we are taking all of the grace to prepare a successful part of the game. We will leave you or enjoy the food. We all will give you a very good for our life. For the proper scenes and directions, I am really here for this one. So my study colleagues to collect of this was simply wonderful. I thank you all for their dedication and your dedication to achieving in ensuring the sovereignty. Finally, let me then close. So we also have voices to our people that the federal state government to build more lawsuits to accommodate all lockdown diplomatic. It will not deliver justice system. Once again, I thank you for this opportunity. Thank you. I do hope. Say I do hope.
From the venue, the college functions, so the geographies, we have another round. Others, we just keep the opportunity to be very powerful and the task. The graduates is very, very good. I like and feel very motivated. I was everyone in my and very good. There is no good times. This is the good and these times. That's very, very good. It's getting down to get out of the body of law. Very, very, very good. Thank you for that consistency. But what we are going to do as every kind of service. One from series of communication this of dancing power and where the year of what we know for the world of Santa Georgia, the power of communication. I will be for the more and this government is my pleasure to invite the report of the vice chancellors and representative of the vice chancellors. Welcome and please round of applause as applause. I will where the business is happening, no guidance. You get out of here. And you like to
we are setting out. We belong to the program where after class here, and in London, you will pay class. But well, bring forward we have figured now. You think of the one there's a good job. You are glory for that. Whether this start days of this great university. I'm not delighted to we have the vice chancellor of one of our this is very important parents. The valedictory ceremony and public lecture of the students of the in fact, this that we have in this student. And we are happy to I bring you one of the honorable chancellor of Java for the countries. Sarah, this amount of the living whose spotlight led to the exam of the game and the let me special welcome to guest lecturer after the city. In law, he will be addressing the topic presidential, professional, and cultural legal regulation, which is considered very dynamic to the future of the other of the other students and the future career and their business out there. Let me also question and recommend and congratulate very important. You have employees, you have works, you have so far for the work, the children. And it's the our heart. Yeah, yes, I congratulate you. Your idea of law is a man of the university. That is the which was an internal of the university in the 1999. Yeah. Since then, the college has completed on this day effect. Maintain commendable provide of excellence. Your education. The college has to be well over 3,000 lawyers who are serving in their individual community. From senior application of the and that the university well and scared to pay each to the company. Therefore, challenge the government of each to belong not only to the education to power to performance and to find out for as the said. The university for which
So we have escalated our internationalization program a platform for knowledge research and development. Our master plan our through injection extra in order to reach the right. What we refer to the yesterday, even we have the opportunity to upgrade the digital through the program. We are investing program. Your pleasure is to build future data. So appreciating the tools to contribute to national advantage. I cannot include the thousand inside there without appreciating the need of the government because and for their commitment and dedication to the community. You have all gone from that and very so if you are looking to this, I congratulate you for your perseverance. But I'm glad you this. I remind you that today's ceremony is not organized, but rather the powers of the on the college or the law. All of you who are certainly final examinations, more of the same thing. Here the former in November and all of you and the parents want to be. I know. Thank you. The advice was addressed by the piece around the house. I'm sure the same as the motion. Until it's 9, now it's the release and the don't be very later on time and every start to this year by and this is the I think yes, we done for the moment. Later, before that, if I just want to be long, then we have one profit check to do this market thank you very much.
As the day every day of the a senior advocate of Nigeria. A local a China a proposed and a top president of Nigeria. Man, LLL, China Africa, similar to Nigeria, and we personal and the If you are given for the University of Nigeria, the people campus in 1997, I was taught in the Nigerian bar in 1999. He started giving classes in two places where I was in 1999 and in 2000, the part of the law for legal practice and doctorate and using for in 2006. In 2006, he became a legal worker of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. In 2010, he became a favorite college also and obtained a diploma in international commercial application. He became a fellow of China Institute of Application UK in 2011. In 2020, he obtained a master's of law degree from the University of and another master's degree in international commercial practice from the Center for International University of Oxford in collaboration with the University of Poland. He is the head of completing the doctorate program. Master family of corporate and business land law, banking law, intellectual property, international commercial, telecommunications law, energy and gas law, as well as domestic application law and international application. As a member of the Gambia, it has a greater strength as to start the movement of Nigeria and Gambia. Secondly, second, aside from the difficult community of NDA, I found by community for the review of my community presentation of I am the and the software and the general in Panama over Abuja since 2011. He has also presented the paper to young boys at the young and new 2014, 2015 they are also presented as the top with the of many brothers. In 2015, the answer presented the paper and IPA for the IPA conference in Vienna. This paper has people involved in the fact of the self-definition of the people together in Nigeria with regard to the position of the knowledge of the Islam Act 2011. He was delivered and said that we focus on giving there to solve the global challenges of the development involving and general practice. I have provided the role of the on that in comparison of or likely to be participated or taken to be participated. The output of the is also a matter of the people. They enjoy living, cycling, and the program. The shower, money, having money to and the environment is very cheap. I humbly invite the thought of deliver thank you, professional development, and continuing to do. Thank you.
Those who don't know, and they don't know, and they are advancing on this, those who don't know, this happens to all you to on the Zoom, we do up if you on YouTube. We also do on YouTube, very good, the ones on the database, based on technology. No more we get the learning technology song to learn to use the domesticate them and learn how to use them. So
Hello, sir. If you can hear us, please unmute yourself and speak. We're waiting for you. Hello, sir. If you can hear us, please unmute yourself.
The just on YouTube that is connected and asking them is connected. Please thank you for your patience. Today, yes, Dr. Apostle and give 10 minutes to connect us and in a bit, it's my pleasure to welcome Professor to the next one, which is the launch of the program. Professor is the next item to launch the new year. Professor This is very important. This is changing on school.
Hello, sir, if you can hear us, please unmute yourself, please. Hello, sir, if you can hear us, unmute yourself and speak.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Hello, sir. If you can hear us, please go ahead.
Now, good afternoon. Now, I apologize for joining the meeting late and for holding you up. But most importantly, I apologize for my inability to be physically present in the hall with you today. I had earlier indicated when I was contacted to give the speech at today's event, I had given my word that I will be present. But if a few things happen to make it particularly difficult for me to be there today. So I apologize for the two things, for my inability to be there, and also for joining this conversation late. Now, let me first start by expressing my gratitude to the distinguished guests, especially made up of parents of the proud graduating students, faculty members, and most importantly, the esteemed graduates of the Faculty of Law at this university, Buenadio University. I am aware that the university may have graduated over 3,000 students, if my facts are correct, who are practicing successfully around the world, and that the school has also produced fine graduates of law who have gone on to distinguish themselves in the practice of law and in other areas of human endeavor where they have decided to earn a living or practice their profession. So today's valedictory ceremony therefore marks the culmination of your academic journey at the tertiary level, and it is an epic occasion to reflect on the knowledge and skills you have acquired during your time here. I've been honored today with the opportunity to address you on the topic professional development and continuing legal education. However, after careful consideration, I thought it would be nice to modify this topic slightly to better capture the essence of what I wish to convey. Therefore, I will be speaking to you today about nurturing excellence, the importance of professional development and lifelong learning. Now, because you're graduates of law, I will speak with particular emphasis in learning in the field of law. It may well be that some of you may decide to venture into other areas of human endeavor. But as of today, you are graduating from the Faculty of Law, and law is your primary constituency. So I will focus on law. That is not to say that you may not choose some other area of human endeavor in which you may want to continue on, and that you may never practice law the way we know it. But I believe that whatever you do, your knowledge of law would always come in handy to put you in good stead, and also better practice whatever profession you finally or ultimately choose to participate in or to practice. So I'll highlight the need not to acquire knowledge for its own sake, or for purpose of passing the exam, or for purpose of getting the best results, but the importance of putting whatever knowledge and skills and expertise we may acquire in the course of our training as students and as legal professionals into use for a better society and for self-actualization and advancement. Now, so that I'll cut to the chase. As of today, you may not really be called legal professionals, except you choose not to go to law school and you choose to do some other thing. While you may not, legally speaking, be called legal practitioners if you choose not to proceed further by acquiring a qualification from the Nigerian Law School and being called to the bar, you may still be able to practice law. But knowledge for its own sake is like lighting a lamp and putting it under the bushel. Knowledge which does not give light, which does not ennoble, which does not contribute to the human society, which does not solve problems, which does not make any impact on either the acquirer or those with whom the acquirer is in constant touch with, is as good as no knowledge. A knowledge which is put to the wrong use may be said to have been put to some practical purpose, but may also equally not serve such a good use as intendment was. As lawyers, which you would soon be, I presume, and I believe, you expected to continue learning till you either die, retire, or change your mind about being lawyers, or whatever you choose to be, like I always emphasize. Growing up, I came across a saying that he who will not learn, wake him up as he is asleep. So I always warn myself that to be contented with whatever education we acquire in the university or the law school and think that one would go through life with that and make the best of one's professional training is to deceive oneself into thinking that the world would stand still and that the same problems you were taught to solve or you learned how other people solved will always be the problems confronting the world. Indeed, those who have gone on to achieve and excel, achieve a lot and excel in their chosen profession or chosen human endeavors are those who were never satisfied with whatever learning they had. You have gone through so many stages of training in primary school, in secondary school, where probably we're trying to make up your mind how to go in life. Then at the university, you chose a course and that pointed you in some direction. Like, want to acquire a degree in law, be a lawyer, and maybe, and I emphasize just maybe, practice law. But if you choose not to practice law, you've done nothing wrong. But if you choose to practice law, I would like to remind you that there are rules applicable to the practice of law. And one of such rules for those who would want to practice in Nigeria is the Rules of Professional Conduct for Legal Practitioners, 2007. At the moment, it has been amended, so a new one, the Rules of Professional Conduct 2023, will come into force by August 1st, if I recall correctly, 2023. But none of the provisions have really changed. And additional provisions were made to the 2007 rules to make for anti-money laundering provisions. But these rules specifically require that any lawyer who wants to engage in practice or who wants to carry on practice as a legal practitioner shall participate in and satisfy the requirements of the mandatory continuing professional development program operated by the Nigerian Bar Association. So you note certain words used there, which are for emphasis. And I refer to Rule 11.1 of the Rules of Professional Conduct, which in this my address, I shall simply refer to as RPC. The rules only seem to apply to lawyers who wish to carry on legal practice. So it does not apply to you if you choose not to apply to practice as a legal practitioner. Say, for example, you want to keep your degree and work in some other capacity other than that of being a legal practitioner. But if you choose to work as in-house counsel in a corporate organization or some other kind of organization, then you're practicing law. Do not be deceived by the misconception that only those who go to court practice law. Those who work in any capacity as legal practitioners practice law, whether they work in banks, whether they work with civil society organizations, whether they work with individuals as their legal assistants, they practice law. So these rules apply to them. And you permit me to also note that the rule says that the Nigerian Bar Association would operate this program. But it doesn't really matter whether you operate the ones by the Nigerian Bar Association, as the rule also extends to other programs, which I shall draw attention to shortly. Now, it includes attendance and participation in accredited courses, also lectures, seminars, workshops, and conferences on law approved by the Nigerian Bar Association, or NBA for short, writing on the law and its practice in books and journals and newspapers approved by the NBA. Now, and also studying towards professional qualifications approved by the Nigerian Bar Association and other approved means of acquiring legal professional knowledge and experience. I must note that even though these rules give the NBA power to approve professional programs and qualifications, NBA is yet to do so. And it's also doubtful whether, in the light of extant provisions in the law setting up the Nigerian Universities Commission, and also the Nigerian Law School. To what extent the Nigerian Bar Association they must be ready to read comparative articles and decisions from other jurisdictions, especially common law jurisdiction. They must be in tune with modern trends in the affairs of human beings and development in technology, especially. But as laudable as these programs are, and as academic as some of them may be, it all boils down to the individual person. Like that saying goes, you may force a horse to the water, but you cannot force it to drink. Why these rules are put there, and in some cases there may be penal sanctions for failure to participate in them. One may go through this professional continued professional development programs and really not have anything to show for them. One may indeed pass exams and excel and obtain paper qualifications in them, but may not be able to put them to practical use, especially where you cram them for purposes of being seen to be knowledgeable or for some purposes. But when one imbibes them and when one genuinely and sincerely wants to improve oneself, you achieve better results. Now, let me also remind us, while I say all these things, that the purpose of continuing legal education is to maintain or sharpen the skills of lawyers and indeed judges. If the lawyers are knowledgeable and they become the judges and they continue to, and they start to train themselves, we may well bid any belief that judges may give good decisions goodbye. And if the lawyers are terrible lawyers because of their poor knowledge of the law, because of their refusal to know either that the laws have changed or to sharpen their skills and become better lawyers, they may well mislead an unsuspecting judge into accepting their position as being correct. And a judge may rely on their submissions, as we call what lawyers present before courts, as representing the correct position of the law, and we will also produce atrocious decisions from our courts. And our clients may not be the better for it. Do not forget that those who consume our services, who patronize us, who we call clients, or who sometimes are our employers, rely on us. And when we give them legal advice, they look up to us as persons who are knowledgeable. And I expect that in teaching them or in giving them advice or in directing them as to course of actions to take, that we're giving them nothing but the best position of the law, and that we have taken time to study law, and that we're giving advice that is the best in the circumstance. And so they rely on us. And any negligence on our parts, or any poor quality advice on our parts, may well lead to doom. Years ago, I met a senior lawyer who said to me, we are counsel or counselor because people look up to us as lawyers to provide them with honest, credible, and well-researched advice and opinions. And this is why in trusting us, they divulge their secrets, which sometimes they are not able to tell their wives or husbands or brother or siblings. And we occupy the same position in people's lives as doctors and maybe clergymen. And that these people trust us with their life secrets and they rely on us to get them out of trouble, to be honest with them. And so that is a position of trust we occupy in people's life. This then underscores the imperativeness of lawyers giving honest advice, but giving honest advice born out of sound knowledge and understanding of the law. Because an advice born out of misconception of what the law is, like I had pointed earlier, may lead to gloom, doom, and heartache. Now, continuing legal education has therefore been, if I may say this at this point again, into all tenets of legal practice in Nigeria. And so that is why it is mandatory under the RPC, and that is why any lawyer is required to attend same And that is why you may not be able to attain certain positions at the bar if you do not. The issue of how well we have kept faith with ensuring that this mandatory provision of the law is complied with will be a topic for another day. But suffice it to say that in the last few years, MBA has stepped up continuing legal education because MBA understands that good lawyers enhance people's perception of lawyers. And that if we have much better lawyers, that if a large majority of lawyers are experienced, well-read, and continually update themselves, that the quality of the services we provide to our clients will increase, and that people would trust our lawyers to give them advice, and fewer persons will rely on foreign legal professionals for advice. And Nigeria would also be a destination point for resolution of disputes. At the moment, so many disputes are being taken out of Nigeria to foreign countries, leading to a loss of a lot of money. Some people attribute it to a number of factors, some of which people would contend that Nigerian lawyers sometimes may not be trusted to be decisive and to give honest and well-considered decisions in arbitration matters. It is not surprising sometimes to see banks incorporating in loan agreements to Nigerian banks, incorporating a dispute resolution clause in their loan agreements to Nigerian customers for transactions to be carried out in Nigeria, that dispute shall be resolved in either London or the ICC, International Chamber of Commerce in Paris. That should worry all of us. It should worry all of us that people worry that either our lawyers are not knowledgeable, are not competent, or may not appreciate the commercial dimensions of transactions or issues and may therefore not be able to offer good advice. Whichever way we look at it, we should always remember that as lawyers, we will always owe a duty to our clients to give them the best form of advice, and that the society will be better for it. Hello? 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 Are you still here? Can you still hear me?
You can hear me, we are hearing you.
Okay, now. So I was emphasizing the importance of lawyers developing themselves and always bearing in mind that the quality of legal services we give to our clients will always be dependent on how knowledgeable we are. Laws are continually being amended or sometimes repealed. And for lawyers to be abreast of developments in the law, they must continue to develop themselves. Now, generally, it can help you to forge a successful career, and it also has the potential to open you up to more opportunities if you continually develop yourself professionally. Development include learning additional skills. It serves as a tool to boost confidence and credibility, helps to build leadership skills, and finally, It aids in building your network, because beyond acquiring knowledge, you also acquire a network of friends, support group. For Christians, you will remember that the Bible says that iron sharpeneth iron, and also gives you access to clientele for your business. The hard truth is that legal profession is competitive, and it is only through deliberate and intentional professional development that a young graduate will stand out. You will not stand out merely because you graduated top in your class. You have to also show that you have some other competitive advantage over those who sometimes may have acquired lesser degrees than you have, or may not have come out tops in their class. Some employers need those who have excellent grades, but they also, more than people with excellent grades, they need people who have problem-solving skills, people who are innovative, people who have a deeper and better appreciation of problems and would think on their feet, work with a team, and give them the best advice that not only cause cost for them, but prevents them from getting into trouble. In my younger years as a lawyer, my then principal would always remind me that a good lawyer is he who steers the client away from trouble and not the one who gets his client out of trouble. So a lawyer should be able to apply his or her own knowledge to identifying problems before they occur, anticipating the likely consequences of certain actions, as well as their effect on the business or activities of the client he or she represents, and will be able to deploy his or her legal skills to avoid that problem occurring or impacting negatively on the client whom he or she represents. Sometimes you're only able to do this either because you have acquired experience or because you have studied and you have an in-depth knowledge of the issues at stake, so that way you are able to offer good advice. Let me note that continued professional development is not only for those who have been called to the bar, but because we speak with a special bias or emphasis on legal professionals, it would appear that I only talk about lawyers. Indeed, every human being, no matter where you find yourself, you must continually develop yourself. You must continually increase your pool of knowledge. You must continuously show yourself to be resourceful, such that you will be a go-to person, so that you will be that person that others will refer to for solution to problems. You can also achieve this either with supervision or no supervision, or with minimal supervision. A most I'm trying to find the right word now, unrewarded aspect of continued professional development is legal research. Many people, like your law teachers, continually write articles, and in the course of research, they improve themselves. They acquire some level of expertise. You could also do this. You could, by research and writing, write yourself into recording. With the advancement of technology and the internet, you may stay in your little corner and keep researching and writing articles such that when people seek to find those who are well known or well learned in the area that you have been writing on, they can easily find you. Remember that you don't need a lot of money to continue professional development. Quite a number of programs are available online, and a number of these programs are also free. A number of them run by the MBA are free. Some run by other organizations are equally free. Find those that you consider useful. As you leave school, you may at this early moment have started making up your mind about areas to specialize in. This is the time to start narrowing down your interest, to remain focused, so that you can achieve some expertise in those fields, so that you be better focused, so that you don't be a jack of all trades, master of nothing. So by this suggestion, I'm saying that just don't learn everything and everything. Focus more on the things you find useful to the area you want to specialize on. But if for any reason you want to keep acquiring general knowledge because you want to be a general practitioner, please do well to learn as much as possible without burning yourself out. But be careful what you learn or what you consider a good source of knowledge. A number of the things people put out there, especially in the internet, are not researched, are factually incorrect and illogical. But because we sometimes think that if it is written, then it must be true. We may also, in unsupervised research or reading, may confuse ourselves as to what is the right thing to believe. I say again, the legal profession is very competitive, and only those who stand out, who give exceptional services, will do better more than others. You may refuse to develop yourself. You may not die hungry, but you may not be as good as those who stand out, who by their knowledge are such persons that I call go-to persons. So when you network, do not just make friends. Make friends who improve your knowledge. Make friends who will challenge you. Make friends with whom no rivalry, unhealthy rivalry, will not develop, and your friendship will become toxic. Make friends with those who will carry on with them or inspire you to always better yourself. The competition is not with any person, but with yourself. For every day you wake up, remind yourself that you have to be better than you were yesterday, and that the future is so deep that there's a lot yet to be known about the future, and that you must be able to prepare yourself so that when this unknowable tomorrow comes, you will be able to have solutions and answers to the needs and the diversifications that you face, so that you'll be able to excel. You may also, in order to acquire continued professional development, appreciate the importance of having a mentor. This mentor may be a person known to you or a person not known to you. But it is better if this mentor is known to you. But if such a mentor is not known to you and has works that you may want to read so as to pattern your life and be able to navigate your way through the complexities of legal career, you will not have any regrets. Mentors offer guidance, share the experiences, and provide insight that can accelerate career growth. Seeking out experienced legal professionals who can serve as mentors can provide valuable advice, expand professional networks, and like I said earlier, offer support in navigating the complexities of legal careers. I've made reference to specialization. Specializing also helps you to focus your energy in acquiring continued professional development. Carve a niche for yourself, so that when people look for that lawyer in that area of law, you may be that person. Even within that area, you may also specialize in some areas, in specific areas within that broad category where you may choose to specialize. Acquiring specialized certifications or joining practice groups related to the chosen field can solidify expertise and credibility. You must take time, therefore, to find areas of interest and passion, as this can guide you to an area of specialization. But in whatever you do, embrace technology. Embrace technology such that you'll be able to leverage your need to reduce the time you spend studying, the time you spend searching for specific areas relevant to your areas of interest. But also know that technology has so become a part of our lives, and it's very difficult for you to be a successful lawyer these days without embracing technology. You need them for legal research. A number of them have artificial intelligence built into their search engine. A number of them can also help you to write. But be careful that you also do not rely on them totally, because sometimes they can mislead you, as the issue of the chat GTP has shown, where lawyers relied on it and it gave them fictitious cases which do not exist. You should proactively seek opportunities to learn and adapt to emerging technologies to streamline workflows and deliver better client service. You must be able to leverage on social media to stay abreast of trends in the legal profession. You must therefore make it essential to embrace and leverage technology, because this will help you to denote efficiency in what you do. You must also continually self-assess yourself and improve. Ask yourself, what have I achieved for the past year? Was I able to meet the goals I set for myself? What are the new hurdles I need to cross? How do I need to remain competitive? How do I need to meet the needs of those whom I service or serve? And how do I better myself? And like I said earlier, in doing this, remember, you're not in competition with your classmates. You move at your own pace, but for goodness sake, move. Don't stall. Don't stay at a place. And remember that if you're not able to adapt with the changing trends in the society, you may, like the dinosaur, die out. Never become complacent. So you must always assess yourself and set new targets for yourself, improve yourself to be able to achieve these targets. The legal trends keep changing and you must stay abreast. It's a fast-paced world we live in. Certain things which were obtainable in the last few years are no longer obtainable. It would have been inconceivable 10, 15 years ago that having missed this program, I'll be addressing you via Zoom. But I'm speaking to you from Abuja, and you're listening to me in your conference hall or auditorium there in Okada. Many more things are coming, and we must prepare ourselves and brace ourselves to change some earth-shaking and far-reaching innovations and in the legal practice. And some of them will be highly disruptive. In some years' time, some of us may not recognize the legal profession as we know it. Read professional books, but in everything you do, acquire knowledge that are useful, that will help you to go further in what you do. During the 2022 valedictory session, my learned brother, Prince Dr. Richard Omar Aronaro, who was your guest lecturer, said in his address to the valedictorians, he spoke to you just as I speak to you today. And because I find what he said to you very interesting, I'll seek your permission to remind some of you who may not have read his words of what he said. He said, lawyers are confronted with a unique challenge of both adding positive value to the society by using their daily professional exertions as instruments of so-called social engineering, and passively by being seen to be above board in all their interactions and engagements, either professional or otherwise. In other words, they're expected to be both saints and warriors. Whether this is feasible or even humanly possible is moot. Suffice it to say that the verdict for failure, particularly in respect of the former, has always been harsh. Whether this has proved to be enough to deter deviant or unprofessional behavior is an open question. The same argument is the case with the latter, sentinels and guardians of our common values. To what extent will you keep faith with that high ideal? Will you live up to expectations? It is up to you. Just ensure that whatever choices you make for actualizing your career as a legal practitioner, you are guided by the right values, topmost of which is our professional ethics. You breach them at your own peril. It therefore follows that maximum professional development is achievable while still maintaining the standard required. Young graduates and aspiring legal professionals such as yourselves must understand that legal education does not come to an end after graduation from the university or at the point of getting called to the bar. Indeed, if you ask me, I will tell you that your call to the bar It's like waking up in the morning. Your journey just commenced. There is no shortcut to getting to the peak. It is a process that, as the name connotes, continues throughout the lifetime of a lawyer, as continuing legal education is extremely necessary for good professional development. As you embark on your legal career, I urge you to embrace the value of ongoing education. Seek out opportunities to expand your knowledge and skills. Remain dedicated to the pursuit of excellence. Remember that the knowledge you have gained during your time in this university is just the beginning of your journey, and the path to becoming exceptional legal professionals lies in your continued commitment to professional development. Congratulations once again on your remarkable achievements, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. I look forward to welcoming you into the legal profession the day you get called to the bar. Thank you for an opportunity to speak to you on this great occasion. God bless you all.
Thank you very much for the great it's an unfortunate thing. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation, of book to the issue of liberal. Thank you very much. One of these invite to appreciate the reference to the for your organization, for the class, and the class is the next. Somebody will be receiving for this and to find the way to get it across to you. We are taking you for that kind of thing.
Thank you so very much.
The presentation from the university. Thank you very much. And the presentation from the university. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And that was received by a review of the college. Just to let you know that it's not so just see a little send you the yes. Thank you very much for that responsibility that you have undertaken. This is also going to the presentation of the honorary awards. May I advise you the president and voters to come on to direct the presentation of the awards. Thank you. There will be a corner of the global press and then after that, the so may I invite the participation to be conducted by the secretary. We are the next item is the launching of the year. So it's time to spend money and it's time to pay money. Now, before the launch, we have to pay on the year. And we started a law. And the law said on only purpose. So the issue and the convey the year before other marriages will join in our conversation. Lord, on what the money of the most are the
I text. And the time without to work with my people. I'm ready to take out a start of 500.
Next.
We back to this with two. Please, same line. Once we launch the year, so, I'll go around and take your name. So, hopefully we'll be very, very popular. I mean, for long, year will be very important. The collection of the laws, the most we have, I guess, after a year, look at it all the time. So please, fellows, by not using the I get our class saying, please, approach the period, get their name for those they are not there. Thank you. And the other of the lecturer of the College of Law and Celebration Members, those who are ready to get the work ready. So I want to invite the here to please present the first, the principal first of the presentation, the vice of professor testimony. And the vice of your sample to receive your work. The next time you will present Thank you. Thank you for this. The next is the will be to the Father Universe of the College of Law, and it's my pleasure to ask. Also, this is your honor to assist in the presentation in the beginning of the college, the presentation in the beginning of the college. The presentation for the lecturer recorder for the part of the Hello. Which they are like I said earlier, the order of the program today, the award we move one of the major our entry the you know talking about who will be follow by the former college, whatever focus, arrow to yes. Follow our harmony professor technology and followed by a woman I call the mother of all, see you in a it's been follow a student praying the lecturer of the social yes, the line of professor I
I go for Professor Joseph once. Yes, on the day, Doctor, this is you, everything. Doctor, this is Eddie Oracle. Means relation. Doctor J. House. Doctor. This is blessing for the last our area where we have some college officer. Our position, we are given the stage of our special award. This is not based on, well, let's Question number. The language is not the same of the value they were on the floor. We should have or we cannot have the more. This thing we now this confidential to the time to the family for we are going to tell you to how to seeking. For 9 a.m. and we commence 10 a.m. We didn't start almost we have other programs and the Zoom is for So we want to figure out ways to allow this thing to be shared outside the community of the group. Thank you all for this. For example, some of us are from Bradley, from Ohana, which so we need application for this thank you. The presentations of the golden ceremony, and then we can take your pictures. As you go, my pleasure to welcome the structure. And secondly, by the agreement, the state the board of lines. Thank you very much. The vice president of the the dean of law, our distinguished colleague, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great day. Having started off in the morning, now we have to draw the curtain, but just before then, it is my pleasure to move this board on behalf of the finance and company. So, let's appreciate and thank for the community to the reality along the group. Next, I would like to thank the Institute Caretaker, the was speaking and for that very brilliant and inspiring lesson. I'm so that we're all in his families. And we have party in due course. I would like to congratulate and thank the parents for paying by their work and for coming here to witness this great occasion. We thank you for coming. For our staff, we thank you so much for taking on the College of Law, led by the dean. We thank you so much for your support. And we had this over the years. And for the students, congratulations once again for reaching this milestone. There are other milestones to achieve, and we know it is not over until it is over. The Lord knows is there looking for you. So children's lives are not over, and I told you. But I'm sure you will always make it as you are very good. Once again, I want to thank all of you and wish you very blessed at the return of your respective nation. Thank you. Thank you. This now I will pray program the bicycle, the family of the environment, and the carriers, and of course, the parents who want to learn and that happens of one time for the children. We thank you for bringing the alhamdulillah rabbil alamin arrahman arrahim maliki yawmiddin iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in ihdinas siratal mustaqim siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim
I'll survive this.